Recently, we had a wonderful a rewards trip to Hawaii. Again, I can't thank the company enough for not just the event itself, but the way it was planned and executed. Just good stuff, well done all around. Part of the trip was a boat cruise around to the coastline to see the cliffs and the clouds and the waterfalls. Spectacular countryside, wonderful stuff. But it wasn't that nice of a day. It wasn't drizzly, it was a bit blustery, bit of a swell going, and so if you're out in the ocean on a small boat bobbing like a cork, it's going to move around a bit. And without offending folks, and I've spoken with them and received their permission, I won't mention their name, let me give you 3 different responses to that rocking boat that people had. One was, I'm not feeling too good, I'm going to go inside the cabin and lay down. Well, if you've had that experience, you'll know that's exactly the wrong thing to do. It just makes it worse. Others went into the cabin and then tried to overcome that natural instinct and said, no, I've got to get outside. They're telling me I've got to get fresh air. They're telling me I've got to look at the horizon. I don't feel like doing that. It seems counterintuitive to me. I just want to lay down, but I'll go out. And then others that stayed outside, sort of gritted through it, if you will, made fun of it, or made it fun, and kept the fresh air going and the rocking of the boat to be more of a fun exercise. All sorts of different responses to the exact same environment and stimuli, and I just still feel bad to this day for those that didn't have the best trip because of the conditions and circumstances and some of the things that happened to them and the way that they were affected by becoming seasick because the boat was rocking. Just not a pleasant experience at all. But here's what I observed from that. Folks', if that's a word, instinct was to do exactly the wrong thing. The instinct was, I'm not feeling too good, I'm feeling a bit nauseous, let me go and lay down. That's exactly the wrong thing to do in that setting. The right thing to do is to stay outside in the fresh air, breathe a little bit, distract yourself, cushion the up and downness with your knees, hold onto the railing so you're not rocking as much, look at the horizon, and you still may get ill or seasick, but it will be less. The problem is that's counterintuitive to your instinct. So what does that mean for all of us here and now? Many of the things that I'm going to suggest you do, many of the things that I know, because I'm suggesting them, actually work, because I've got decades of experience, more than that if you factor in all the other experience I've been able to observe, millions, hundreds of thousands at least, or millions of people's data that say, here's what works. Sometimes that may seem counterintuitive. Why would I want to go outside and look at the horizon when it's blustery and rocking? Shouldn't I go into the cabin and lay down for a moment and let this pass? No. Do what those who know, the deckhands in the boat in this case, suggest to do because they've seen it all before, they've been there, they've done that, they've got dozens, if not hundreds of examples of what works to overcome that seasickness or at least mitigate it for you, such that you can lessen its impact on you. Same thing for us. Speaking personally, your sponsor, your mentor, those who you take your lead from, they've been there, they've paid some tuition, they know what to do. Their advice is born out of experience. Even if it seems counterintuitive, my advice is to follow their advice. You'll be better off, maybe not perfect, maybe still slightly seasick just because of general conditions, but you'll be better off than you would be otherwise by following their advice, even if it goes against your natural instinct and seems somewhat counterintuitive. And let's be frank, most of the advice we give in this business doesn't fall in that category. But if perchance it does, persist through and do the thing that's right and best for you, not maybe the thing that your instinct tells you you should be doing. And then you'll have a more fun cruise and better memories. And again, I feel so bad for those that didn't have the best trip because of seasickness and because of maybe their instinct taking over just a tad.